So, just come in. It's freezing. It's gone dark very early. So, been starting to tackle the plumbing today, and I don't know if you ever come across Heath Robinson. Yeah, Heath Robinson. That's how my plumbing appears to be taking shape. Okay, so we've started staining the roof, or the ceiling, sorry, and we're about halfway down. So what we've been doing is I've been putting it on, and then Bronny's been pulling it back off a little bit so that it's not such a heavy coat, and then we're going to then wait for that to dry for a couple of days, let it dry properly, and then we're going to give it a very, very light sanding. So I'll just show you a little piece that we did earlier, as they say on Blue Peter. So that's how it's looking as we come back towards the back. And then this is the piece we did earlier. I don't know whether you can really see in cameras, but that bit sort of half hasn't been sanded at all, and then that half has been sanded, and it gives it a really nice pleasant look. And we've totally and utterly stolen the idea from the indie project, but I have no shame. And an hour later, and it is one coat of walnut satin. We'll let that dry, and we will then sort of even it all out, and it should be complete, and we can put the cowlings on the fans and put the lights in, and etc. So one of the things that's not van build related was the rugby. So in the last video I mentioned that you might see me on the pitch for the Wales-Scotland game. Obviously I had to beat the Welsh coach off with a stick to because I'm sure he would have wanted me to play, but I was on the pitch, and I was at the game where Wales beat Scotland. Now, Scotland did do fantastically well, and it was a pleasure to have the Scots lads in Cardiff. They're such a friendly bunch. Always good to have the Scots in Wales. It was a fantastic day. I managed to take a selfie. I know, it's awful, isn't it? But I did actually get onto the pitch, and if you I'm going to take a photograph of the TV screen because obviously I recorded the game. Let's just see if you can see me. Yeah, I know, I can't sing, but I was there, and I was singing the Welsh national anthem at the home of Welsh rugby, and I'm 56 years old, standing on the pitch singing the anthem, a band behind us, the crowd singing the anthem. It was an absolute magical experience, something that I'll probably never get the chance to do again. Especially now that they've heard my voice, so I'll never get the chance to do it again. It was a one-off experience. I was over the moon with the whole day, and then Wales winning just put cream on that cake, just put loads of, and there's nothing wrong with putting cream on cake. So that was my little aside story away from van build. Okay, so we thought that it would dry a lot lighter than it has. It's not quite that dark. Yeah, see if I can brighten that up a bit. Oh, where is it? Right, so we thought it would dry a lot lighter than it has. But what we are doing is, you can sort of see the strip down the right hand side was not done. I've been sanding it back, and we're going for that rustic look. I've done a bit too much over there, but that's okay, because there's going to be something built there, but that's what we're trying to achieve. You can see down the bottom end now where the dark bit I haven't done is starting to come together. Let me just walk outside, and so I'll look back into it. You can see the bit I haven't done, and you can see the bit I have done. So it's starting to come together, I think. Anyway, we'll see when Bronnie gets home. We'll see what she thinks. But it was honestly way too dark. The amazing thing is that we had the sample pot, and then we were delighted with it, and then when we bought the big pot, a totally different bloody colour. So that's a bit annoying, because same make, same shades, same everything, same finish, everything was the same. So it should have looked like the sample, I would have thought, but it didn't. Never mind, on with some sanding. I also forgot to mention, apart from, no, I haven't combed my hair, I also forgot to mention, next week van build royalty is arriving on the Gower. So looking forward to a visit from somebody. Well, first of all, I thoroughly enjoy his company, but secondly, someone that's always nice to have around and talk about vans, talk about canal boats, talk about anything really. I'm not going to say who it is, but you might have already guessed. Canal boats, van builds, who could that be? How's that? Shall I lean down a bit? Okay. So with the guests come in on Saturday, just to give you a time scale, today is Wednesday. Okay, so I've taken a day's holiday. Should I just straighten this up a bit? Oh, I think too much the other way now, isn't it? Yeah, that's more or less it. Okay, so with our guests coming on Saturday, wanted to get this done. So it was so dark, I just didn't want him to see it as it is. I think it's going to be okay. I spoke to him last night. I think he's looking forward. Judging by the weather, I think we're going to eat. So he's coming down at lunchtime on Saturday, staying Saturday night, going back on Sunday. In fact, I think he's going to Brecon to see friends on the Sunday, other friends. I consider myself a friend, so it's just nice. Don't have many. And because of the weather, I think we're going to eat. So I don't know if you've ever seen any of my Gower videos, but what I plan to do is he wants to camp in his van, obviously. Okay, so we've organised a campsite for him for that. Gonna take him for lunch, I think probably to Rosilly, so he can see Worm's Head and everything. Even though the weather will be foul, at least we can go into the pub and have lunch. Evening, we're going to take him for a meal in what we consider our local, which is the King Arthur. It's in a little village called Reynoldston on the Gower, and I say local, it's 4 miles from us, from the house, but it's what we consider our local anyway. And then breakfast, I want to take him to Langland, not to the posh one, although I don't know, perhaps he'll want to go to the posh one. There is one, the other side, one side of Langland, which is a surf cafe, which is fantastic. Does the best bacon and brie paninis you've ever tasted. They are fantastic. And then hopefully also on Friday, I am at work on Friday, but what I'll try to do is pop into Swansea into the market and get him some lava bread, so he's got that to take home with him. So thoroughly looking forward to that, and also for him to have a look around here and get advice. One of the things I found with the van build, in fact I spoke to him last night on the phone, and one of the things I found is that sometimes you get confused between what comes first, the chicken or the egg. So I need to do that, but I need to do that first, otherwise this won't fit onto there, and you know, it's a jigsaw, that's for sure. But still thoroughly enjoying it. One of the other parts of the conversation that we had, and is I'm still working at the moment, and I have an office job. Okay, so Monday to, well, I work 7 days a week on shifts, but I sit at the same desk every day. I love the people I work with. They're a fantastic crowd. My team are amazing, but at the end of the day it's a very sedentary job, and over the years I've put on a bit of this. So to come here and do the van on the weekends or the evenings, or take some days off in the week and perhaps make up for it on the weekend at work, has been an absolute godsend. So if you are considering buying a van to convert, in my case I was no professional, so I've had to take my time on every single thing I've done, and gradually it's starting to get there, you know, to get to where we want it to be. But if you are thinking about doing it yourself, all I can say is go for it as soon as you possibly can, because it is a wonderful experience. And I think, I'm hoping that by the end of this I will feel that when we are sitting there drinking a gin and tonic, watching the sun go down, I'll think that Bronnie and I put this together. You know, we are the ones that have sweated. Now I know it's me mostly on camera, Bronnie's fairly camera shy, but the fact remains it's the two of us doing this, not just me. And we've also had a little bit of help from my dad. Yeah, he's done a little bit too. We've got Amy coming home at the weekend, so what I wanted to do is just, even if it's just one panel, so that when it's finished she also helped build the van. Perhaps get my sister in here to do a little bit as well, so that the people will feel involved in the finished article. I think that would be nice. I didn't mention it either. Underneath here we've written our names and the date onto the back of the Celotex, so that if this ever does come down, or somebody redoes the van in years to come, they'll find our names, hopefully, when we started, why we started, and who we are. Okay, anyway, enough gossiping and chatting. I better get on with some sanding. Ooh. Before I end this video, just wanted to show you some of the plumbing, because it's looking a little bit Heath Robinson at the moment. If you don't know who he was a cartoonist that sort of did contraptions that were bizarre and wonderful. So have a look at him. There's some fantastic cartoons he did. But everything has a place in here. So there is going to be a stopcock as you come out. There's going to be one. So if we start from the beginning, those there are ready to accept the water. They are going hot and cold to the shower. That there, just there, is the inlet from the tank into the filter, into the motor, into the connector, or into the pump, sorry, into the connector, into the accumulator. Then it comes out of there, stopcock, and then it comes out of there and into a two-way connector. One's going to come down here, I think it's one of these two, that, either that one or I think it's that one actually, water comes in, but I'll have a look at that later, obviously. Yeah, in fact that's that hot water outlet, and the water will come in at this one at the bottom. There's also going to be between there, when the just about there anyway, there's going to be another stopcock, so that we can isolate that part if we need to be. There'll also be one to the shower, and then also one into well, one coming out of the hot tank, sorry, and then one coming out of the cold water. I think that's about right. But yes, it'll all be covered, so it won't look so ugly. But at the moment it is looking like a bit of a contraption, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. The other thing is the pipes fittings here, these pipes aren't the same fitting as the pipes here and here, so they have to be stepped down. Okay, so we'll do that accordingly, so they're all nice and tight, and then the chap is going to come in and run the copper tube along there, and if you remember, there was the gas lockers going here, so it's just gonna, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it should be done with one continuous pipe bent correctly. So also from there, it's going to go around the back of there, the gas pipe's going to go around the back of there, across the back, through the flap on the end there, and then to the cooker. So that's where we're at the moment. Ceiling, Bronnie hasn't looked at the ceiling just yet. She's coming out in a moment to see whether or not it's sanded down properly. I'm a little bit unsure about it myself. It looks a little bit patchy, but having said that, let's have a look. It's looking a little bit patchy down there. Look, there's 2 stretches there in the middles which need to be sanded back a bit more, but it is getting that rustic charm gradually, very gradually. It's really blinking hard work sanding above your head, but it is what it is. So with the mind on the plumbing for now, remember to play nicely, share all your toys, and have a fantastic week.